Hello, everyone. This is Charles Folkart. It's January 2nd, 2017. That was pretty funny the other day. I said July 1st. It's pretty cold up here in Montana. It's 3 degrees maybe. So I was hoping July would come. We really appreciate the warmer weather up here when it finally gets here. Anyway, I wanted to do this, a recap on all the lies not all the lies, geez, you can't even list them all. I made a list here this morning of 15 lies our government have told us that I've been aware of and that I was taught in school. And I want to run down this list real quick and to refresh everybody's memory. And I hope there's some young people watching this, because you people are being lied to left and right and up and down, and unless you get away from your Facebook account and your Netflix and actually read some books and spend some time in researching, you're not going to get it. So hopefully an older fellow like me can get you going on the right path, help you understand how many lies we've been told. There is a benefit to growing older, and that is I've been around long enough to have walked around the block a couple times. So I want to share that. I want to share you a few things here, a few lies our government has told us. Number one, when I was in school, the remember the Maine. Remember the Maine. That's how we went to war. We began the Spanish-American War. That turned out to be a lie. Number two, the Federal Reserve, 1913, a few years later. It's neither federal or reserve. They have no reserves, and it's not part of the federal government. But most people, if you ask them about the Federal Reserve, they'd say it's part of the government. It's not. It's an independent, Jewish-controlled central bank who's able to create create currency out of thin air and spend it all over the world. And that's how we get ourselves in, not us, our government can fund all the wars all over the world. Number three, the IRS. The income tax is a voluntary tax. It is a voluntary tax, but they make you believe it's required. There's no law that says you're required to pay a federal income tax. You've been lied to, and you continue to accept it. You young people should get together, use your social media, use your Twitter, use your Facebook, and organize a strike, a work strike, and eliminate the federal income tax. Will that ever happen? Probably not, because you guys are too busy watching the football game and the three-pointers and your Twitter and your Facebook, and so that ain't going to happen. But it could happen. Hopefully it will happen, but we'll see. I hope to live to see that. Number four, I talked about this in one of my previous videos. Pearl Harbor. It was not a sneak attack. We were lied to, folks. And we went into World War II based on a lie. Imagine that. They did it in Remember the Maine. So why not do it again? And don't let me forget 9/11. 9/11 was the new Pearl Harbor. The PNAC. Whatever that stands for, I forget. They needed a new Pearl Harbor, and they got one in 9/11, and that's not even on my list here. Vietnam. This was when I was old enough to go to Vietnam. They wanted to draft me. Fortunately, they only drafted up to numbers 125. Guess what my number was? Honest to God truth, 126. Yahweh was there for me, and I went to college anyway, so I didn't have to go. Then we got the murder, the assassination of JFK. I saw that live on national TV. That was one of the few times my grandparents let us watch TV. It was on November 23rd, 22nd, and that was in what, 1962, 1963. I was 11 or 12 years old. I remember that. And guess who we were told did that? The lone gunman, Lee Harvey Oswald. Anybody that looks into that knows that that was a lie. Then they shoot Lee Harvey Oswald with Jack Ruby, and then they shoot Jack Ruby so nobody can investigate it and get the facts. They lie and then they cover it up. Imagine that. Iran-Contra, oh, Mr. Reagan and the exchange of, what was it, weapons for drugs and trading and all that. I don't remember all the details. I'm not really into a lot of politics, but that was a lie. And I remember, what's that Army guy, Oliver North, going before Congress. Alrighty, you get the point. You were lied to about Iran-Contra. Then we got Bush Sr. He lied right to our face. No new taxes. Read my lips. No new taxes. That made me vote for Ross Perot, and the last time I voted was in 1992. He was the only one that told the truth. That great sucking sound coming from Mexico and all our jobs. He was right. He tells the truth. He can't get in. The liars are the ones that get in. We got Ted Kennedy, and I'm going to read a little bit about Ted Kennedy. He lied to us about the 1965 Immigration Act, and I'm going to look up here on the screen, and I'm going to read you some of the things that he said. My CPU is running at 100%, and that's why making these videos is so difficult. Kennedy said, first, our cities will not be flooded with 1 million immigrants annually. Under the proposed bill, the present level of immigration remains substantially the same. That was a lie. Secondly, the ethnic mix of this country will not be upset. That is a lie. That was a lie. In the final analysis, the ethnic pattern of immigration under the proposed measure is not expected to change as sharply as the critics seem to think. The bill will not flood our cities with immigrants. It will not upset the ethnic mix of our society. It will not relax the standards of admission. It will not cause American workers to lose their job. Need I go on? Next one. That was number 9. This is number 10. Oh, I forgot one back up here under Pearl Harbor. We were lied to about Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler wasn't the one that came up with the big lie. Adolf Hitler was the one that was telling you about the big lies that the Jews were using. And they repeat the same lie over and over again, and it becomes the truth. And that's what we have. That's been going on forever. They tell a lie, evolution. They start out really small, and then they tell a lie over and over and over again. And you go to public school, and you see it on Talmud Vision, and you see it in the Hollywood movies. And then the lie becomes a fact, and you believe it. You repeat it often enough, and people accept it as the truth. We got the Social Security card. I got my Social Security card right in my hand here, and I can't, it's, I don't want to show you my Social Security number, but I got my card right here in my hand, and it says right on the bottom, for Social Security and tax purposes, not for identification. Not for identification. What do we use today for identification purposes? Our Social Security number. Another big lie. And they lie about Social Security. There's no money in the trust fund. They steal the money out of there before it even gets in there, and they go and spend it. There's no money in the Social Security. It's a big Ponzi scheme. And I feel for you young people. That's why you young people better wake the hell up. You better stop paying federal income taxes. And because you know what? Your congressmen, they're not on Social Security. They got their own little private, their own little fund over there, and they're making $200,000, $300,000 a year. Most of them come out of Congress millionaires because they're ripping you off, and you're too busy with football games, three-pointers, high-fiving when those people, your team, you live in Maine and your team's in Seattle and you're just all excited because that's your, you know what, you don't have a life. If you're caught up in sports and it's not high school sport or your own college, you don't have a life. You're living your life through these other athletes. You put the jersey on and you act like you pretend that you're. I had a neighbor. He pretended he was Lawrence Taylor. Come up and watch the football game, man. Lawrence Taylor's on. He had the jersey and get a life. Clinton. I did not have sex with that woman. That was a lie, wasn't it? Bush Jr. Iraq has weapons of mass destruction. That was a lie. Those weapons of mass destruction got to be around here somewhere. Ha 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 ha. They're all laughing at us, folks. And most of us just accept it. We bend over and we take it. Obama. He's got so many lies, I don't know which one to pick, but everyone knows about you can keep your doctor. And currently we got the Russian hacking. The Russians hacked our election, and that's why Hillary lost. Fake news has been around for hundreds of years, folks. Hundreds of years. And then 15, I just threw in 15, geoengineering. I had Senator Tester tell me after I explained to him what was going on. I have photographs of all over northwest Montana. They're spraying geoengineering. They're spraying nanoparticles. Nanoparticles can't be filtered. They're getting into our brain. They're getting into our lungs. They're getting into our system, and they're accumulating. I sent an email to Tester, and he comes back treating me like I was a high school student. Oh, those are contrails. Not to worry. I got your back, buddy. I'm on top of it. Everything these people do and everything these people say in government is a lie. And the whole point of this video is, thank God that NASA is telling us the truth. Thank you for watching. Embrace the love of the truth. And may the grace of Yahweh be with us all, because we certainly need it. See ya.